Hey guys, I'm back, and today in this video I'm going to be doing an update on my my reef. So before the video starts, I want to give a shout out to Abby. The link to her channel will be in the description. It's more of like a vlogging channel. Go check it out. So yeah, let's go into the update. So first thing is the crab. He's moved 2 rocks, snipped 3 of my corals, and he cost me 10 quid, and just like, no, I don't know why I got him. I really don't recommend getting a crab. I'm never gonna get a crab again, because he's crapped my elcorn, my blue digi, and but he's been snipping my pulse coral quite a bit. I don't really care about the pulse coral, it's mainly the SPS. Yeah, he's moved 2 of my, that center rock, the middle arcing rock, that was down just a few hours ago, and the Duncan rock as well, that moved as well, being quite annoying. So the bit of elkhorn that broke off, that's it there, shot in at the moment, so colour isn't great on it. So I've had to move it there for the time being until new tank comes in. Yeah, he's just being so annoying. He's quite big, so he does have the strength to move stuff. This little clump of rocks as well, he's moved. I've had to prop that back up there. I've got it there, so I'm trying to hide some of that pulse coral, so it looks a bit funny. I don't like a big ball of pulse coral on the side of my rocks. I'm trying to hide it up. It's hard to snip it because I don't want bits of it everywhere all over the tank as well. There's that blue digi that snapped as well, which is it's very annoying. But I've still got the bit. It's just sitting right next to it. Still growing though. It's all alright, but it's just a bit annoying that it's snipped now. Another thing that I've noticed in this tank is, if you see this is footage from a couple of days ago. This is a baby snail on the glass. It's absolutely tiny. So I think my Mexican turbo snails might be breeding. I think they might be. I don't know what kind of snail that is, because I would have seen it in the tank before, and I did find another one a couple of weeks ago as well, a little bit larger one. So it'd be good if I can actually get these snails to breed a few, some more. There's probably more in the tank. First time I've actually seen one of these snails in there, which is it's pretty cool. Yeah. Next is my my Chalice. I got this Chalice coral a few weeks back, and it's completely bleached out. It's fully dead. It's not coming back. There's algae growing on it now. It's completely dead. This is the colony it came off of, so this is what it should have looked like. But when I get the new tank set up, I'll just snip another bit off from my dad's tank here, and I'll start another bit, because this is supposed to grow really quickly. And you can see the new growth on this Chalice here. It's been growing really quickly. But yeah, it was because the frag was just way too small. It was way too small. I don't know if it had a polyp on it. Yeah, it was way too small. It's definitely dead. It's growing coralline all over it now, so I'll probably just take that out after this video. So let's move on to growth on all the corals. This pulse coral, I'm not really that fussed. It's been in the corner, so it hasn't really been getting much light, so I'm not really that fussed on the pulse coral. This acan has grown nothing in months since I got it. I think it's a flow issue. Well, and light. It's not getting much light and flow. It hates high flow, but there's nowhere else to put it, so I'm not gonna bother messing about with it now, because I've got a new tank coming in a few weeks. This wall coral is starting to grow onto that rock there, so that's grown quite a bit, which is nice. Montipora, that's plating out. That's plated out quite a bit. Yeah, there's the newest Zoa, the orangey looking Zoa. I think it's called Utter Chaos, right there. That's probably doubled in size, which is nice. That's probably my nicest coral in there. Got some amazing colours. The torch, this is stretched out a little bit more. It's probably tripled, maybe quadrupled in size since I've got it. But they torches, well, euphyllias are slow growers. GSP, it's nearly getting there to the great, which is nice. That's grown quite a bit since I got it, but it did take about 5 months for it to start growing as well. This digi has grown quite a bit. My crab lights are hanging out in that little well, I would say it's a colony of Digi during the night. My zoas are growing quite a bit. They're starting to mix into each other, which they can do. It doesn't harm. They don't harm each other because they're all the same species. It's just when one zoa is got a bit larger polyp than the other, it can dominate and kind of shade it over and kill it. But they're all about the same size, so it doesn't really matter. This Duncan is really slow down on growth. I think it's a light issue. They like high flow. It's getting an alright bit of flow. They can handle any flow, but it's just that it'll do better in high flow. But I think it's a light issue. It's really slowed down. This hammer coral, I've got like a bubble growing. Well, it's like I don't know what it is. It's some kind of bubble on the side of it. I'll show you in the whites. It looks a lot better. There you go, that little bubble. I looked, I googled it, and apparently it's only these hammer corals do it. It's when they split heads, it forms a bubble to do all that. I'm not really sure how it works. I'm not an expert, but it's a little weird. I haven't got any bubbles growing on any other heads. It's just that it's been happening for the past like month, and it's just grew bigger and bigger. So eventually I think it's going to pop. And the new heads on that have been growing quite a bit as well. That's the elkhorn. Elkhorn's grown a tiny bit, but again, light issue. I haven't got much light in here, but with the new tank I'm going to have some beefy lights on that. I'm going to be overdoing it on lights, and it's going to be quite an expensive job, but yeah, we'll get there. The Digi, that's grown quite a bit, surprisingly. I guess it was quite a large frag, so it started quite quick. Moving on to flow, I've changed that. I change this thing every week. I've now decreased it, so it's a little bit slower now. So I still get a fair bit of surface vegetation. I turn it all the way down at night, so it's constantly on. So its flow isn't massively important because I haven't got very high demanding flows. Well, flow corals like I've got SPS in there, but it's very easy SPS. They're not really fast, as proven. While my torch and GSP, they like high flow, but they have been growing very well with lower flow. A new thing that I want to quickly talk about is I will be moving this tank possibly over the weekend, because I've got moved my room around because for the new tank in about 2 or 3 weeks, that's going to be going where this current tank is, and then this one has to be moved somewhere else, and so my whole room is going to be moved around. So this tank's going to might be in a different position. I might have in the next video reposition some corals. So the next video might be a little bit messy, but it's only for a couple more weeks, and then it will be going into a larger system. I hardly ever talk about fish. It's just more of a coral going. Fish is just a little bit of movement in the tank, and I guess it's kind of cool to have a fish. But they haven't really grown much, really, the fish. I don't really know why. I've been feeding as much as I can, but they haven't really grown much. But they are healthy and they are happy, so they'll be even more happy in a larger system as well. This filtration, I'm still running the sponge. My nitrates are still at like 1 or 2. I'm starting to dose alkalinity now into the tank, so I'm not doing water changes. I haven't done a water change for about over a month, I think, as I've just been dosing out alkalinity now, just a little bit a day. Which is it's exactly the same, because I don't need to be doing water changes really, because my nitrates are pretty low, and to be honest, I'd rather them about 5. I'd rather them to be 10 than 1, really. I just want them a little bit higher up. The LPS and the softies will do a little bit better in higher nitrates, and SPS can still stand it as well. So going back to this Hystrix here, I'm really surprised about the amount of growth that this thing has got, considering it's in low flow, low lighting, and it was a tiny frag when I got it. It's gotten quite a bit bigger. I'm really surprised it's done this well. I've continued to I've fully stopped feeding my LPS corals, well, all my corals. I stopped on feeding. I haven't done that in a couple of months, and they've still been happy. So you can feed corals. It'll just give them a little bit of a boost in growth and maybe a little bit more colour. But I don't really need to be doing it, because they have been fine. and it does. When I used it, I completely finished doing reef voids quite a few weeks ago, because that was really making the tank really dirty. Got loads of algae starting growing when I think I was overdosing on reef voids. This candy cane I forgot to mention as well. This is it's completely split heads, doubled in growth, but it's quite a slow grower, I think. That candy cane. So in the new tank, that should form a large colony quite quickly. So that'll do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to subscribe to Abby. The link's in the description to be top one. And yeah, you'll see me in the next one, which will probably be an update. Bye.